At this time, I'd like to present to you William Chiu, who's earned a total average of 98.55%.
I wish I was taller. Good afternoon, Principal Sirachi, teachers, parents, families, friends, and my dear fellow classmates. Thank you for coming to our graduation. I'm honored to speak to you today. Wow. We have finally made it to our graduation. Now here comes my confession. Writing this speech was the most difficult assignment I've received from Halsey. You see, middle school was the most important part of my life so far, and I found it difficult to sum it up in just a few minutes. 3 years ago, we all had an image of what the next 3 years of middle school would be like. In my vision, life at Halsey would be frightening and exciting at the same time, which it has. I had lots of anxiety about going to Halsey after elementary school. Because of a brief experience about as far as third grades, and it was not very assuring at the time. That winter, I was heading out to Forest Hills Little League tryouts, and this happened to be held at Halsey. So my dad programmed a GPS in his car, and GPS back then was like the newest toy. My dad had lots of fun with it. So we got there half an hour later. That was not a good start. So after we got there half an hour later, a police officer came out, told us, "Yo man, come on, get out, come on, very quickly." And it turned out there was this robbery going on in the neighborhood, and that's when I found out that the school we were in was not 157, but it was 296, the Halsey School in Brooklyn. Oops. So, yeah. After 5th grade, I was pretty anxious about going to Halsey. Bit of a mix-up. I was afraid also to leave so many friends behind from my elementary school. At the same time, I was very excited to meet new friends. So I spent the next 3 years really figuring out what middle school would be like. And slowly I came to the realization that many of you would become part of my dreams for the future. In fact, we were all part of each other's dreams. We are our teachers' dreams of accomplishments as educators. We are our parents' dreams of pride as mentors. And we are our friends' dreams of support as companions, role models, admirers, and cheerleaders. Together, we had spent the last 3 years making each other's dreams come true. Remember how confused we were when we first came to Halsey? Responsibility was almost completely foreign to us when we were told to remember this 4-digit lunch number and this student identification number. Like, I remember going to school and we saw these black circles in the wall. And then I realized, those are cameras. It's not cool. That's invasion of privacy. And then we saw police officers and we were freaking out. Like, what the heck is going on in this strange world of middle school? Are we going to be like handcuffed? What if we misbehave? And where can I find like a huge list of rules I can follow? So I panicked to search for a friend or even a familiar face. Middle school was completely different from elementary school. Middle school fed us a lot of independence in the beginning of 6th grade. It was a lot to get adjusted to, and we had a lot of expectations. I noticed a few things back then that I only really understood recently. The first thing I realized was that most of us were pretty insecure about ourselves. I felt pretty insignificant, and I noticed everybody wants to be unique somehow. And everybody wants to be special, but it's very hard to become special. I didn't know how to become special, and I was pretty worried about being rejected. However, then we made a transition into middle school life without even realizing how it had happened. I realized that everyone wanted the support of others. From the first day of school, this has started to develop. We have gained the support of others, we've gained friends, and we have developed a strong support system for all of the obstacles we have faced. In doing so, we have gained the respect of others. The second thing that I noticed was that we liked the new things that happened at Halsey every day. We appreciated the new and wonderful things our teachers did to get our heads out of the clouds. And we appreciated everything different, even the strange smells that sometimes emerge in the hallway. I remember this specific story from 6th grade, and I was in English class. And suddenly we saw this, kind of like, from the movie Prometheus, there was these black liquids coming out of those urns. We saw that same thing coming through the door. Right next to us was the boys' bathroom. Okay, so the bathrooms were flooding in 6th grade, and it was that type of thing that made us laugh. It gave us something to talk about. It introduced new things into our lives, and it gave me more things to write about in my speech. So, the third thing that I noticed was that people wanted a paved road through Halsey. People wanted a road that would secure them throughout the 3 years. Our teachers supplied this paved road through troubles and issues. Today, you have reached a mark on that paved road named graduation. At this point, the road leads to high school, another exciting and terrifying future. Halsey has many things I will remember in the future. The one aspect of Halsey that has influenced my life most unexpectedly would have to be the talent department. In the 6th grade, we were required to pursue a talent class, so I chose drama. I didn't know why, I didn't know what to expect. I heard that people there were pretty eccentric. Like, you see, in elementary school, I was the complete opposite. I didn't really talk to classmates, to teachers, didn't really talk to my parents either, didn't even talk to myself much. So I was a very shy boy in elementary school, so I did not know what was going on in my head when I said, hey, why don't I just choose a talent class that makes me stand up in front of a few hundred people to talk? Brilliant decision. So I did, and drama has been digging deep at me ever since. It inspired me to pursue a passion that did not exist in me before. Along the way, I learned to pick up some confidence in speaking out to others, speaking out my opinions, and handling rejections, and in expressing myself. And this is how Halsey has helped each of us discover our passions and push us toward them. It gave us the confidence we need by showing us what we could accomplish with dedication. I thank our talent teachers for driving our dedication and will. Also, I want to thank Principal Sirachi for continuing to invest in the various talent programs at Halsey with the limited funding. After all, we know that investing in building a child's confidence and self-esteem is just as important as investing in teaching a child how to add and subtract. Also, I would like to thank our guidance counselor, Ms. Shriki, for her wisdom as well as her humor when dealing with many of our problems and issues coming in a bag of middle school sensitivities. Halsey ties in its teachers and its students, and together we have created the spirit of Halsey, and that is the school's great success, its community. Halsey events, Halsey teams, Halsey sports, and the Halsey website. The community is shown through our enthusiasm. It is shown through our devotion to the school and the Halsey spirit. This spirit is further signified by graduates like us, who will return year after year to help out in the shows, parties, events, and such. After graduating today and parting from the community, we will keep the Halsey spirit in our heads and in our hearts. And I hope Halsey will continue to keep its door open to welcome our return to watch a show, help an event, or just to visit and watch. Try to remember that every one of you is a star of your own. And if you pay attention to others and extend a helping hand to those in need, you will be a star in someone else's life. So I urge you to stop seeking perfection in yourself in high school. Instead, take what you have learned from Halsey and channel your energy to seek success in helping those in need. Be conscious of social responsibilities. Donate your spare time to help others. Fight for those who can't fight. Speak for those who can't speak, and stand for those who can't walk. When you make a difference in someone else's life, you are the star in that person's eyes, and you will achieve success that only you can achieve without being second best. Be the best person you can be. Be generous to others and be generous also to yourself. You have achieved a lot more than you thought you could. So dream big, aim high, take risks. Don't be afraid of failure. When you are failing because you are taking risks, your parents and teachers will be proud of you. You'll be proud of yourself, and your friends will admire you. As a class of Lot 12, we have been living each other for the past 3 years. However, it is time for us to move on past Halsey. We are branching out into the world like a tree, with its leaves drifting in the wind and its roots digging through the earth. We are going places unimaginable 3 years ago. And while the future is still not clear, I believe that as a generation growing up with a new enterprise of science and technology, we have far more opportunities to contribute to humanity and make everybody here proud. So use your imagination, don't be afraid, and the failures that we may have will result in success someday. 3 years ago, we started walking down this paved road Halsey built. Together, we have passed a checkpoint on that road. However, our journey going forward is no longer a lonely one. We have each other to lean on for encouragement, and we have our beloved teachers at Halsey to call on for advice, and we have our parents to count on to pick us up whenever we fall. Let's continue our journey together, and continue to be in each other's dreams for the future from here on. Thank you very much. Congratulations, class of 2019. Good luck, and by the way, see you on Facebook.
Just to clarify, William, your speech may have been witty and eloquent, but mine had Jackie Robinson. And we are getting new bathrooms. It's a year late, but they're working on it, kids. They're working on it.